Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today I have a PvP team for you involving using Shaggra, who just got a buff recently. There was like a Broken Spire rework where they messed around with some of the troops in Broken Spire and they ended up making Shaggra a shiny troop. So we've been kind of waiting on this, like for them to add some of the older troops into the shiny key drop table. It's the reason why you don't want to open your shiny keys, like up until, like even right now, you really don't want to open them because there's not that many good troops in the shiny key drop table. But been waiting for something like this where they add a decent troop to the shiny key drop table, and so you might have it like on shiny level 1, shiny level 2, shiny level 3, and so it got a little bit of a buff because of that, because now it's able to be shinied. And if you got a shiny 1, it costs 1 less mana to cast. If you got it shiny level 2, it will put more red gems on the board, I'm pretty sure. And then if you got it shiny level 3, it costs even less mana than 1. But I've always used it in this team right here. It's Shaggra, Flail of Guard, Hatiran Scroll, the Miraji Queen. It's my elemental team. It's used for multiple things. I used to use it for my red Guild Wars back in the day, but now I use it in PvP, and there's several locations where I use it, like elemental. The whole team is elemental. I use it in red. The whole team is red. And then you can use it in unrestricted because there's no restriction, so you can use whatever you want there. So I use it in 3 different spots in PvP, mostly for Citadel Wars or getting gold marks, stuff like that, getting glory for the XP booster, whenever you're going to be doing PvP. And it might be useful in the future for, I don't know, maybe Guild Wars if they ever do anything other than like a kingdom restriction. But yeah, just wanted to show this team again. I've showed it before, but now that Shaggra can be shinied, maybe you'll give it a run, give it a chance. But you got Shaggra, you got Flail of Guard, you got Hatiran Scroll, and you got Miraji Queen. And this is in Elemental, where there's a Blood Frenzy. So in Blood Frenzy, the enemies have 50% extra stat. So it's a decently difficult, fight to be in. Just to show it off, to show that it wins a lot. It's not like a fast team or anything, but it wins. Like the win rate of it is really high, and that it can be used in multiple different places, and that it's using Shaggra that recently got shiny. So I thought it was topical and a good thing to show. But what you want to do, the whole concept of the team is, first of all the things I already said. It's elemental. It's all elemental. It's all red. It's a skull team too, and I know a lot of y'all out there like skull teams. So Shaggra will throw red up on the board and then turn all the red into skulls. And then your Flail of Guard is going to blow up blue and, get everybody up. It also can give, it like blesses and does barrier and a couple of other cool things. I just like the Flail of Guard. You could probably use a different weapon if you want to, but for me, I've always used the Flail of Guard and it's always worked for me, so I just stick with it. Don't fix something that's not broken type of deal. But it will summon in. So a lot of the team concept kind of is like it has a lot of summons, so if you happen to lose something, you'll be fine. So Shaggra, if you lose your Shaggra, you can summon with the Flail of Guard. If you lose Shaggra, you can summon with the Hatiran Scroll. And then the Miraji Queen is starting the whole team with 50% mana because it starts elementals with 50% mana, and the whole team is elemental. So Shaggra throws up the red, turns it to skull. Flail of Guard is your mana generator, blowing up a bunch of blue, getting up everything pretty much. Hatiran Scroll will turn yellow to Doomskull, and then turn green to purple, or Lycanthropy gems, something like that. And then Miraji Queen will turn green to Skull, and can curse the whole enemy team, and start your whole team with 50% mana. So, a lot of Skull stuff going on, and a lot of summoning going on, so it's really hard to kill. All you have to do, really, is make sure you have alignment whenever you cast, like Shaggra, or Hatiran Scroll or Miraji Queen, and then if you don't have alignment, you cast the Flail of Guard and just, clear the board out, give yourself a new board, hope that you have alignment the next time. I did put this fight in 2 times speed because it took a while. Like, sometimes they will freeze you and entangle you, and it makes the battle take longer, but you still won't lose. As you can see here, I didn't lose, but it just took forever, so I put it in 2 times speed. You can go to your YouTube and go to the settings and put it on half speed if you want to see it like in normal speed, but for most people out there, I doubt you want to watch this fight in normal speed because it's like a 6-minute fight or something, and I figured it'd be better to put it in 2 times speed for this one fight. I did 5 fights. I did them all in a row. I didn't cut anything out except for like loading screens and stuff. I did it in Blood Frenzy where it's even harder, and won 5 fights in a row, no losses. So what you're going to want to do is, pretty much what I do is I try to get up Shaggra or Flail of Guard first. So if I have red or brown, I'll match that. Try to match brown because you want a lot of red on the board for your Shaggra when you cast it. So I try to match brown if I'm trying to get up Shaggra. And then if I'm trying to get up the Flail, I try to match yellow because we want to, leave that red up there. Because Shaggra's going to throw more red up and then turn it to Skull. So you don't want to be taking red off the board if you want a bunch of red up there to turn to Skull. And then, you'll cast your Flail, or maybe you got your Shaggra up. You'll look for that alignment, which is cool because you don't have to look for perfect alignment with the Shaggra because it'll throw more red up. Like with the Hatiran Scroll, you have to have perfect alignment. You only cast it when you can change yellow to Skull and get an extra turn, or you can change green to purple and get an extra turn. But with the Shaggra, you don't have to have that exactly. You just have to have it somewhat close. So you could have just Skulls near red. Then you know that Shaggra is going to add more red to the board. And a lot of the time, it'll create, alignment for you. So just make sure you have alignment with the Hatiran Scroll or the Miraji Queen. I don't cast the Miraji Queen very often. It's kind of just there for the 50% start. But sometimes I will cast it here and there. Just look out for it. It's not, like I said, it's not a fast team. You kind of have to look at the board and make sure you have certain things before you cast certain things. You can't just be pushing the win button like a lot of teams these days. But yeah, that's usually how it goes for me. Plus, we're doing Elemental as our class. So like I said, our whole team's Elemental. Our class is Elemental, which is the best class in the game. Every time we get an extra turn, we're tying up the enemy team. They're entangled. They got every freaking, the third trait of Elemental is awesome. So, and we're doing a bunch of extra turns with Skulls. That's the whole concept too. So, you're tying up the whole enemy team. They can't do anything to you, and then you're crushing them in the face with Skulls. So the only time it really runs into trouble is when your first slot gets entangled or frozen or something. But even then, you just keep casting, keep getting alignment, keep crushing them in the face. You got Orpheus medals on. Eventually, you'll cleanse that, and then you'll be good to go. And then if you happen to lose your Shaggra, you got Flail of Guard to summon. You got a Hatiran Scroll to summon. So you're not even. It's not even that big of a deal if you happen to lose Shaggra. But yeah, Hatiran Scroll is one of those troops that people don't use very often just because they're scared of the Lycanthropy for some reason. Like, I get it, it's everybody's most hated heroic gem. You don't like to see it. You don't want your team to be turning into a random beast. But, it's kind of, like, as long as you keep it on your turn, you're not going to turn into a random beast. You're not going to get hit with Lycanthropy. You're going to be hitting the enemy with Lycanthropy. So we're hitting them with the Elementalist and Lycanthropy. And then your Hatiran Scroll is immune to Lycanthropy, and I think your hero is also. So it's not like your whole team is going to change into a different team or something. Most likely the enemy's team is going to be turning into something different, something crazy. And when people set up their PvP teams, they're setting them up very specifically in a certain order with certain troops. So if you're turning them into something different, messing up their whole team, like, they're going to be effed. So it's not a big deal. I know it's scary. You're scared of it. You don't want to use it. It's Lycanthropy. Everybody hates it. But it works good if you do it right. As long as you're not just casting a Hatiran Scroll all willy-nilly without alignment, you should be fine. And then, like I said, even if they hit you back with the Lycanthropy, a couple of your troops aren't even... They're, like, immune to it. So you're not even going to get hit by it. And then even if you do get hit by it, it has to go off anyway. It's not like you immediately get turned into a random beast. Like, it has to go off too. So we're hitting them with like a bunch of Lycanthropy, we're hitting them with a bunch of Skulls, we're getting a bunch of extra turns, our Elementalist is going off, we have a bunch of summons. Like, you're just not going to lose, and it's very useful in, red restriction, elemental restriction, unrestricted, and you get to use Shaggra, who just got a buff and stuff. And hey, it's an older troop that you don't get to see older troops very often these days. And like, this whole team, not something you see very often with Shaggra, Hatiran Scroll. You don't see those troops very often on any teams. Most time these days, you just see Chrysanthrax, the Ruby Weapon, Pharaoh Khafru, Takshaka, and that's about it. Rowan if you're early game, Atlanta. Like, there's a very small amount of troops you get to see these days, so I thought it was cool to put a team out that doesn't use pretty much any of those troops. The only thing I'm using that is used often is the Miraji Queen, but yeah, and I don't even cast it that much. Like I said, it just starts the team with 50% mana. It fits in with the team being red and elemental. And, occasionally, the reason you don't cast the Miraji Queen is because, you're converting away green with your Hatiran Scroll. So there's not going to be green alignment very often because your highest priority is to cast a Hatiran Scroll. Like, you get up Shaggra first, and you get up the flail first, but that's kind of just to get the team going. If you have a Tear and Scroll and you have alignment with a Tear and Scroll, you want to cast it, though, because it's better than casting anything else. So, most of the time I'm looking for that Tear and Scroll alignment, but a lot of the times you're going to have to cast Shaggra and the flail first. But I don't know, give it a spin, let me know. I know I've shown this before, but just the fact that it got a buff recently, I thought y'all would be interested in it, and can be all shiny and stuff. Nice shiny troop for you. But let me know what you think about it. Go take it for a spin and let me know. I think this is the last fight right here. But yeah, Blood Frenzy, PvP. They got 50% extra stats. Let's see what I do. I haven't really been talking about the fights. I've just been talking about the teams. I'm looking for usually my flail, first of all. And I got it right there. So I got my flail up. I'm going to cast the flail. Blow up a bunch of blue. Get the whole board exploded. Give myself a bunch of mana. Got Medal of Orpheus in case they do any kind of, entangle or, freeze or anything like that. Got my Tear and Scroll up and my Shaggra up. I'm looking for alignment now. Had to match that brown. Get that brown out of here. Get it out of here. We got a bunch of red next to skulls, which I usually call rednecks. Look for your rednecks. Your rednecks to skulls, Look for your rednecks. Looking for a Tear and Scroll. Looking for Shaggra once again. They just get themselves back up. All those explosions and all those skulls going off, you kind of get a lot of mana too. We happen to have Mirage Queen, and then bang, we win. So, not slow, but not fast, but super safe. Lots of summoning, lots of alignment, lots of extra turns, lots of Elementalist, lots of turning them into beasts and screwing up their team. So, yeah. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel. Comment below. And I will see y'all next time, which is tomorrow for a live stream probably. Peace out.